Homilia. What if I told you that love isn't just an emotion, but an actual dimension that transcends space and time? That the answer to saving humanity wasn't out there in the stars, but inside a bookshelf in a little girl's bedroom? This is Interstellar, Christopher Nolan's sci-fi masterpiece that made grown adults ugly cry over a wristwatch and a bookshelf. By the end of this video, you'll understand every mind-bending twist, every scientific concept, and why that scene with the videos from Earth destroys everyone emotionally. But first, we need to talk about corn, dust, and the slow death of planet Earth. Welcome to Earth in the near future, and it's dying, not from nuclear war or alien invasion, but from something worse, starvation. A blight, a crop disease, is systematically destroying every food source on the planet. First wheat, then okra, then everything except corn, and the corn is next. The dust storms are constant, burying homes, choking lungs, killing children. Humanity is regressing. There are no more engineers, no more scientists, no more dreamers. Everyone is a farmer now because everyone needs to eat, and soon there won't be anything left to eat. The human race has maybe one generation left before extinction. Meet Cooper, played by Matthew McConaughey, a former NASA pilot turned farmer. He lives with his father-in-law, Donald, his 15-year-old son, Tom, and his 10-year-old daughter, Murphy, who everyone calls Murph. Cooper is brilliant, capable, and completely wasted on this dying world. He was meant to explore the stars, but instead he's watching corn die, while the dust slowly buries everything he loves. His wife died years ago. His son Tom is a good kid, but not particularly bright. But Murph is special. She's curious, brilliant, stubborn, and convinced that her bedroom is haunted by a ghost. Strange things keep happening in Murph's room. Books fall off the shelf in patterns. Dust settles on the floor in lines like binary code. Cooper, being a man of science, doesn't believe in ghosts, but he does believe in data. When another dust storm hits during a baseball game, Murph's window is left open. The dust settles in clear patterns on her floor. Cooper realizes the patterns are coordinates. Gravitational anomalies are sending them a message. Someone or something wants them to go to these specific coordinates. So Cooper and Murph get in the truck and drive into the night to find out what's there. They arrive at a hidden facility surrounded by fences and armed guards. It's NASA, or what's left of it, operating in secret because the government shut them down years ago, deciding that funding space exploration while people starve is wasteful. But Professor Brand, played by Michael Caine, never stopped working. He brings Cooper into a massive underground facility and reveals the truth. 10 years ago, a wormhole appeared near Saturn. Someone placed it there. Whoever they are, Brand calls them they. They're trying to help humanity survive. NASA sent 12 scientists through the wormhole to explore potentially habitable planets in another galaxy. 3 planets sent back promising data from worlds orbiting a black hole called Gargantua: Miller's Planet, Mann's Planet, and Edmund's Planet, each named after the astronaut who landed there. Here's the plan. Cooper will pilot a mission through the wormhole with a small crew to investigate these 3 planets and find humanity a new home. The crew consists of Brand's daughter, Amelia, played by Anne Hathaway, Doyle, Rumley, and 2 robots named Tars and Case. They'll take the spacecraft Endurance through the wormhole, check the planets, and send back data. But there's a catch. Actually, several catches. First, time dilation. Because the planets orbit Gargantua, a massive black hole, gravity warps time itself. What feels like hours on the surface could be years back on Earth. Second, resources are limited. They only have enough fuel for 1, maybe 2 landings. Choose wrong and the mission fails. Third, if they don't find a habitable planet, Professor Brand has a backup plan called Plan B, frozen embryos to start a new colony. But that means everyone currently alive on Earth dies. Cooper doesn't want to go. Leaving means abandoning his children, possibly forever. But Murph is heartbroken and furious. She tells him the ghost in her room sent a message in Morse code. Stay. She begs him not to go. They fight. She refuses to say goodbye, Cooper leaves anyway, because this is bigger than one family. This is the survival of the entire human race. As he drives away, he watches Murph in the rearview mirror, standing in the doorway, and something inside him breaks. The Endurance launches. The crew goes into hibernation for the 2-year journey to Saturn. When they arrive, the wormhole is exactly where it should be, a sphere of warped space hovering in the void. They enter and reality bends around them. For a moment, Amelia reaches out and touches something on the other side, a gravitational handshake. They emerge in another galaxy, 3 potentially habitable planets visible in the distance, all orbiting the black hole Gargantua, which dominates the sky like a massive spinning void surrounded by an accretion disk of light. The first planet is Miller's planet, but there's a problem. It's so close to Gargantua that time dilation is extreme. Every hour they spend on the surface equals 7 years on Earth. They debate. Rumley volunteers to stay on the Endurance while Cooper, Amelia, and Doyle land. The planet is covered in water. They touch down in Charlewains and immediately find debris from Miller's spacecraft. Miller didn't crash. She landed safely. But then Doyle spots something on the horizon. It's not a mountain range. It's a wave, thousands of feet tall, bearing down on them. They run for the lander, but Doyle hesitates, and the wave obliterates him. The spacecraft floods. Kay saves Amelia. They barely escape as another wave destroys everything. When they return to the Endurance, 23 years have passed. Rumley, who was a young man, is now middle-aged, having spent over 20 decades alone in space waiting for them. Cooper rushes to check the messages from Earth, and this is where the movie destroys you emotionally. There are years of video messages from his children. Tom is a teenager, telling his dad about school. Tom is a young man, telling his dad he's getting married. Tom with his own son, telling Cooper he's now a grandfather. Tom slowly giving up hope. The messages becoming shorter, more distant, until he finally says he's not sending anymore because it's too painful. And then there's Murph. Murph, who's now the same age Cooper was when he left. Murph, who became a scientist working with Professor Brand. Murph, who recorded a message on her 33rd birthday, the same age her dad was when he abandoned her, just to tell him she understands now why he left, but she's still angry. Cooper watches his children grow up, marry, have children, lose hope, all in 30 minutes of video. He breaks down completely. But the mission isn't over. They still have 2 planets left, Mans and Edmonds. Amelia wishes to go to Edmonds' planet. She admits she loved Edmonds before he left. Cooper suspects her judgment is clouded by emotion. They argue about love. Amelia says love is the one thing we're capable of perceiving that transcends dimensions of time and space. Maybe love is quantifiable evidence that something greater exists. Cooper dismisses this as sentiment. They don't have resources for both planets. The data says Man's planet is better. They go to Man's. Man's planet is frozen, barren, ice and clouds. But the beacon is active, and when they land, they find Dr. Man in cryosleep. They wake him up. Man, played by Matt Damon, is ecstatic, weeping with relief after years alone. He confirms his planet is habitable. There's a surface below the ice with organics. Shelter can be built. This could work. Finally, good news. Cooper relaxes for the first time in years. He talks to Man about his children, about sacrifice, about what it means to leave everything behind. But something is wrong. When Rumley tries to access Man's data, the robot explodes, killing him instantly. Man reveals the truth. He lied. The planet is completely uninhabitable. There's no surface, no organics, nothing but frozen ammonia, clouds, and death. He faked the data to ensure someone would come rescue him because the isolation was driving him insane. He's not a hero. He's a coward. And now he's going to steal the lander, take the Endurance, and complete Plan B himself, leaving Cooper and Amelia to die on the frozen planet.
Man attacks Cooper, smashing his helmet, venting his oxygen. Cooper is suffocating. Man delivers a speech about survival, about how the instinct to live overrides everything, even duty. He leaves Cooper to die. But Amelia finds Cooper just in time. They repair his helmet and race after Man and the other lander. Man docks with the Endurance improperly, causing a massive explosion that cripples the ship. Man is killed instantly. The Endurance is spinning out of control, venting atmosphere, on a collision course with the planet's gravity well. Cooper takes control. He performs a desperate docking maneuver, matching the spin of the tumbling Endurance and latching on at the last possible second. It's one of the most tense scenes in cinema. No music, just the sound of metal and breathing, and a spacecraft tearing itself apart. They regain control, but the damage is catastrophic. They don't have enough fuel to reach Edmund's planet and return to Earth. They need to slingshot around Gargantua to gain velocity. But even that's not enough. Someone has to jettison to reduce weight. Cooper volunteers, but so does TARS. They'll detach while close to the black hole's event horizon, allowing Amelia to reach Edmund's planet with enough resources to establish a colony. Cooper lies to Amelia. He tells her he's just going to slingshot back to Earth. But as they approach Gargantua, he detaches both his lander and TARS, sending them into the black hole. Amelia realizes too late what he's done. She screams at him over the radio, but there's nothing she can do. Cooper is falling into the black hole. He ejects from the lander as it's torn apart by gravitational forces. He should be dead, spaghettified by gravity, crushed into atoms. But instead, he finds himself in a tesseract, a five-dimensional space constructed by them, the mysterious beings who placed the wormhole. And the tesseract is Murph's bedroom. Infinite versions of Murph's bedroom stretching in every direction through time. Cooper can see every moment of his daughter's life simultaneously. He realizes the truth. He was the ghost. The books falling, the dust patterns, the coordinates that led him to NASA, it was all him, sending messages backward through time from inside the black hole. The beings who built the Tesseract aren't aliens. They're humans from the far future, evolved beyond three-dimensional existence, trying to save their own ancestors. And they chose Cooper as the messenger because love, that thing Amelia talked about, that's the connection. The quantum entanglement between father and daughter that transcends space and time. Cooper frantically tries to communicate with Murph, pushing books off shelves, but he can't get through to his past self. Then TARS appears, having also survived the black hole. TARS has been collecting data on the singularity, the quantum data that Professor Brand needed to solve his equation and save humanity. Cooper realizes he needs to transmit this data to Murph, not to his past self, but to Murph in the present. He encodes the quantum data into the second hand of the wristwatch he gave Murph before he left, using Morse code transmitted through gravitational waves. It ticks in patterns, and Murph, now an old woman still working on her father's equation, notices the watch. She decodes the message. She solves the equation. Humanity is saved. The Tesseract collapses. Cooper is ejected back into normal space near the wormhole. A ship finds him floating unconscious near the wormhole. When he wakes, he's in a hospital on Cooper Station, a massive rotating space habitat orbiting Saturn. Humanity survived. They evacuated Earth and built colonies in space using Professor Brand's equation, which Murph solved. And Murph is here. She's 124 years old, on her deathbed, surrounded by her children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, an entire family tree that exists because Cooper left. Cooper meets his daughter for the first time in decades, but for him, it's only been hours subjective time since he fell into the black hole. For her, it's been a lifetime. They hold hands. She tells him she knew he'd come back because her dad promised. But then she tells him to leave. No parent should watch their child die. She's surrounded by her family. But Brand, Amelia Brand, she's out there, alone on Edmund's planet, setting up the colony. She's his family now. Cooper steals a small spacecraft and heads back through the wormhole to find her. The movie ends with Amelia on a beautiful alien world, removing her helmet and breathing alien air, setting up equipment, completely unaware that Cooper is coming for her. The mission is complete. Humanity survived. And love, it turns out, really was the answer all along. So what makes Interstellar so devastating? It's not the black holes or the time dilation or the science. It's the gut-wrenching reality of sacrifice. Cooper loses everything. He leaves his children, and when he returns, his daughter is older than him, dying, surrounded by a family he'll never know. Tom gave up on him. Decades passed. Lives were lived without him. The price of saving humanity was missing his children's entire lives. And the kicker? It was all necessary. Every second he spent in space, every choice he made led to Murph solving the equation. Without Cooper leaving, humanity dies. Without Murph being angry, she doesn't keep the watch. Without love connecting them, the message doesn't get through. It's a perfect loop. Here are the brilliant details you probably missed. The wormhole is a sphere, not a circle, because it exists in 3 dimensions of space. When Amelia reaches through it, she's making physical contact with them, the future humans. Professor Brand knew the equation couldn't be solved without the quantum data from inside the black hole. Plan A was always a lie. He sent Cooper knowing he'd have to sacrifice himself. The dust in Murph's room spells stay because future Cooper is desperately trying to prevent himself from leaving, but he fails because he already left, creating the loop. When Cooper is in the Tesseract, he's experiencing all moments simultaneously, which is how beings in higher dimensions would perceive time, not as a line, but as a dimension you can move through. The Murphy's Law that Murph is named after, anything that can happen will happen, is actually the resolution. The seemingly impossible coincidence of Cooper ending up in the Tesseract behind Murph's bookshelf was inevitable, given infinite dimensions and quantum possibility. And that final shot of Amelia on Edmund's planet? She's alone because Edmunds is dead, has been dead for years. She was right to go there first, but her love made them dismiss her logic as emotion. She'll spend years alone before Cooper arrives, just like man did. The cycle continues. That's Interstellar, a movie about a father's love for his daughter, disguised as hard science fiction about relativity and black holes. A story that asks what you would sacrifice to save everyone you've never met, knowing it means losing everyone you've ever loved. In the end, the science is real, the stakes are cosmic, but the answer is deeply, devastatingly human. Love isn't just an emotion. It's the only thing that persists across dimensions, the quantum entanglement of human connection that not even a black hole can destroy. Did Cooper make the right choice? Ask yourself, would you leave your children behind to save the world? There's no right answer, only the answer that keeps you up at night, wondering.